right now, there are three things that people are very concerned about, and that is the health. And basically everybody wants to remain younger looking. Most people spend so much money making their outer looks look good, but I always recommend if you're rotting inside, it won't make any difference what's going on outside. Everybody wants to lose weight to feel healthy. We're always on a diet mode. People are into different pills. But what's really the first three letter of the word diet? D-I-E spells diet. So we're not into those kind of things right now. We're going to educate people how they can make things better by doing different things. And basically, the reason why we're doing that is to maintain optimal health. And today, that's what we're going to be showing everybody. And the leading causes of premature deaths right now is what we call degenerative diseases, one of which is cardiovascular disease, stroke, diabetes, respiratory disease, cancer. Diabetes used to be number 3. Now, it jumped up to number 1, basically because of what we call type 2 diabetes. Okay? And main reason why this had happened is because of young generation, children. They made these numbers went right up to number 1. And 1 out of 3 children today will develop type 2 diabetes. And the reason being that it's because of what we call poor diet and modern lifestyle. Everybody wants to be eating out all the time, and we have different products that we shared with you earlier, and that's a cooking system. Children nowadays are privileged with one phone call after the parents are done with working. What do you want for dinner? That's when the McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell comes in. And so that's the reason why, a big factor in this switch of premature causes of death is diet. Okay. So having that said, before, when we always talk about blood pressure, sugar level, blood pressure level, what else? Cholesterol level. Nowadays, we're hearing more and more about pH level. And for us to be called having to have a optimal pH level, your body has to be about 7.35. If it's tending to be lower than 7.35, then we're in acidic state. And when our body is in acidic state, that's when we accumulate too much toxin in the body. Okay? And when there's too much toxin in the body, the pH of your body becomes out of balance. Okay? So, where are we now?
Free radicals.
The cells are always fighting to, they are attacked by what we call free radicals. Our cells comes in pairs. And when you eat, expose your body with different junks, those cells splits. And so when you have split cells, that's what we call free radical cells. So now it's going to try to pair up with another, paired electrons with unpaired electrons. So when we have a lot of that, what's happening is the cancer cells have more power to become more active. Okay? And then you have outside factors like radiation, pollution, toxic chemicals, depletion of nutrients in the food supply, and number 1 is what we call stress. Okay? So I always make it a joke. In America, there are 3 things that I always hear people joke about what kind of stress. Financial stress, work-related stress, spousal stress, neighbor stress. Why? Because we live in United States of America. Right, Nicole?
Yes.
I'm glad you don't have that problem because you have a good husband. You found one good. But anyway, that's what I always say, that in the Philippines, since it's simple thinking, we don't really get stressed out. Okay? When we came here, that simple thinking is gone. So we are now entertaining about the stress and different stuff. This is Dr. Robert Young. He wrote the book New Biology. He's actually in Oprah. He guested in Oprah. And he's one of the people that's always promoting about the pH level in the body. Okay. Having it to be balanced. And he said underlying cause of all diseases is overacidification or too much acid that had built up in the body. Or one word, what we call acidosis. Do you know anybody that has gout problem?
No.
You do? I think I just met one too yesterday, the other day. And gout is what we call caused by high uric acid, which is because of high protein diet. Okay. Gallstone, kidney stone, cancer, diabetes, any stone that you could imagine, these are all acid that had solidified in the body, simply because our digestive organs cannot get rid of the waste, mainly the kidneys. Okay, so that's what's going on. And our cells are only healthy as disease is not about the cells or organs or tissues. It's about the quality and the hydration of the fluid that surrounds the cell. So whatever fluid is surrounding that cells inside the body, that will just determine how much, how healthy a person would be. And then we have another prominent doctor that we normally talk about in our presentation. That's Dr. Warburg. He actually got a Nobel Prize in 1931 regarding his studies in cancer. In his cancer study, he said that all people have cancer cells.
Yeah.
It's just dormant. Don't wake up the little giant. The way we do that, feed the cancer cells with coffee, a lot of soda, sugar, red meat. If we incorporate this in our diet all the time, that's what's happening. You get a lot of the cancer cells being fed. And another important thing that he discussed in his study is that all cancer cells are what we call anaerobic cells, meaning cancer will never live if there's a lot of oxygen in the body. And that's the reason why doctors are advising to walk 30 minutes a day. Unfortunately, the brain wants to walk, but the feet doesn't want to get out of the house. That's what's happening. Okay. Basically, the reason why doctors are advising for us to walk 30 minutes a day is to increase the oxygen flowing in our blood. And the blood is one of the key, things in the body. And if you can maintain a lot more oxygen in the body in the blood, then you're gonna be in the healthy mode. Okay. And another thing that he discussed in his studies, there are 3 things how we can increase the pH of the body. I mean the blood in the body. First, you have to eat a lot of raw fruits and vegetables. Unfortunately, we buy a lot of fruits and vegetables that's rotten on the table and in the fridge. So we don't really do that. Since we are not incorporating a lot of that in our diet, what's happening, now we have the unbalanced, diet. And so the third that he would recommend is to drink high pH water. That's what we call alkaline water. And the rest of this presentation is all about the alkaline water. And as a matter of fact, in Japan and Korea, part of the cancer therapy that they're using is to drink 8 ounces of alkaline water a day. Okay, why do they do that? Later we're gonna show you that there's special features, structure of the water when it's being ionized, how it can help the cells, and if you have cancer cells, that are active in the body, the alkaline will be able to, help it out. Okay, the reason why they do 8 ounces of alkaline water is to hydrate the healthy cells. And so when the chemo gets in the body, which is pretty much a poison, then it would only be targeting the cancer cells. And the healthy cells, has a big chance of fighting it because it's well hydrated. Okay, and having alkaline water being broken down into, more of the hydroxyl ions when it's being ionized, that which is rich with oxygen, then our body is much better that way. Okay, so, and we were told that the best liquid that we can hydrate our body is really water, but most people drink coffee, soda, tea, juice. Why does the body needs water? Because 60 to 70% of our body is water. Earth is 3/4 water. So there's a reason why the water is created. Correct. It is the source of life. Yeah. Yeah, that is the source of life. So if your body, and you can see that 60 to 70% of our water in the body in different parts, like your brain has 75% water. If you know anybody that has migraine all the time, headache all the time, that means their brain cells are dehydrated. You know, combination of the bones and the muscles comprises of 90% water. So when you wake up in the morning and you're feeling achy, don't blame your husband or your wife or your bed. It's not a good excuse to buy a new bed. It's just dehydration of bones and muscles. Okay? If you have children, or you now are not water drinker, at least how many glasses we were told to drink, 8 to 10, your kidneys has a tendency to shrink. And when your kidneys have been shrinking like that, then we get different health problems later on, like the high cholesterol, the hypertension, the gout, because it cannot excrete the waste that we are always getting from the diet that we are into right now. And like I said, blood is 83% water. And I always compare our blood as the oil in your car. And don't we change the oil in our car every now and then?
Yep.
Because it gets dirty. Same thing with our body. That blood gets dirty. When you eat lechon kawali, when you drink that soda, it's swimming in your blood. Those are poison. So that blood transports everything into your different internal organs, like your kidney, your liver, your pancreas. If there's so much junk in there, of course, those internal organs can get corroded. So the only way you can flush those junks that are already in your blood is by drinking a lot of the right fluid, which is the water, to excrete all that out of your system. Okay. These are the different ways of how we can get water. And the most popular is what we call bottled water. And we're going to be testing the two most popular bottled waters today. And most of the bottled waters went through the reverse osmosis purification system or distillation. And reverse osmosis and distillation type of purification system gets rid of all the minerals in your water. And so does this bottled water. So if we're drinking this kind of water that has no minerals, it's going to leach minerals from the body. And mostly calcium from your bones, and that's why they get osteoporosis in the future. They will leach minerals from calcium from your muscles, that's why they get arthritis in the future. So if you put this kind of water in your aquarium, since it doesn't have any minerals, it's gonna find minerals for any living things inside that aquarium, which is mainly fish. That's the reason why your fish die. Okay, so if our body when we consider ourselves living things, so our body needs minerals. So we should be drinking water that has minerals, unlike this are dead water. Okay, so we're going to be testing the different pH levels, so it's kind of like high school chemistry. And this is a pH chart, which normally ranges from 0 to 14. If we tested the color of the water coming out green, that means the water is neutral. That only proves us that water has alkaline and acidic minerals. And if we tested it yellow, that means it's weak acid, and if it's orange, that means it's strongly acidic. If it's blue, that means it's weak alkaline, and if it's purple, that means strong alkaline. Okay, so this is a sample of your tap, and this is a sample of your Aquafina, which is the #1 selling brand, and Pepsi actually makes that. The Sun is the #2 selling brand. Coke makes that. And does anybody drink soda?
Used to.
Used to. For the purpose of soda drinkers, we're going to test clear soda, which we have 7-Up, and this is a sample of alkaline water. Pause. There's no danger. We normally do strips in high school chemistry, but today we're going to do reagent, so we'll have a quick reaction. So we're going to